Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's official prices. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Alright, so we got a bunch of stuff coming out this week, bunch of excitement, and here we got the prices straight from Games Workshop. So let's take a look. Starting off first, we have Age of Sigmar, Shadow of the Crone, and this is book 5 of the Dawnbringer series. And we've got the regular version. That one is $50 USD for the regular version, and then we also have the limited edition direct only version, and that one is $80 USD. So $50 for the regular one or $80 for the special edition one. All right, and then next we got a bunch of awesome brand new models. So this box set for Callus and Toll, 6 models in total, and some absolutely beautiful models. Definitely a huge fan of these right here. Super cool. So Callus and Toll, Saviours of Cinderfall, $75 USD. So basically a 6-pack of hero models. They're going to have rules in Warhammer Age of Sigmar. And then potentially we'll see some coming up in Warcry as well. And Games Workshop has been pretty good about the Warcry rules coming out relatively quickly. So hopefully those will be out pretty quick as well. $75 for Callus and Toll characters 6-pack. Alright, and then we have for the Daughters of Cain, their Dawnbringer box. And this one is called Krethusa's Cronehost. And that has the brand new Crone model right here. Absolutely beautiful. Also 5 Doomfire Warlocks and then a 10-pack of Witches, both with alternative builds. So $110 for that. $110 for that. And this is our first shot at the Crone. So basically, if you were going to pick up just the Warlocks and the Witches on their own, that would be like $110. So the Crone is basically free in this box set. Nice setup. Always happy to see the new characters coming out like this in the smaller box sets, with a lot of value locked up behind them too. I'll definitely be picking this one up. Very, very cool. $110 for Krethusa's Cronehost. So these were basically the Vanguard boxes for Age of Sigmar, and now they're calling them Spearhead boxes. We don't know exactly why they're switching to the name Spearhead. Definitely had some speculations in the past, but there does appear to be a decent amount of value locked up behind these boxes. They do appear to vary quite a bit in actual points as well. Now, obviously, with 4th edition right around the corner, maybe the points could change, but we'll have to see. It is interesting to rename them after essentially like putting them all out as Vanguard boxes and then just like creating new boxes and changing the name. But $140 for this box. So very happy to see that they're not actually raising the prices. That was one thing that I was worried about when they started talking about the Spearhead boxes after we just got all these Vanguard boxes, was that Games Workshop was going to use this as an opportunity to essentially like embrace the combat patrol for Sigmar, but along with it was going to come another price increase. And it does appear that they have left them at $140. So very cool to see that. Very happy to see that they didn't sneak in another price increase on us with the name change. All right, and then we have the Spearhead Cities of Sigmar, and again, $140 for that. Lots of value in these boxes as well. This is our first shot at the Ironwell Great Cannon, and then also the Mounted Marshal in a discounted box set. So very cool to see that. $140 for the Spearhead Cities of Sigmar. And then, of course, you guessed it, $140 for the Spearhead Flesh Eater Courts as well. So I think after seeing 3 of these boxes, even though they've renamed them from Vanguard boxes to Spearhead boxes, I think it's safe to assume that these are going to be priced regularly at $140, the same as the current Vanguard boxes. Now, are we going to get a new one for each of the factions? We don't know that yet for sure, but hopefully, yes. I mean, I definitely like to have more options. But again, some real nice boxes overall. We'll have to go through and do an actual breakdown on the value, though, because I'm really curious how Games Workshop is deciding what to put in these boxes. Some of it appears to be out of like necessity or convenience, like we see with the Andrasta. But in this box right here, you essentially have like a lot less value relative to, like, for instance, the Stormcast one. So we'll have to see what the actual breakdown comes out to. And as Sigmar develops, as we get 4th edition, hopefully we'll have a much better idea as to what direction Games Workshop is taking these. But again, nice box right here, $140 for these. All right, and then we have the Warcry Terrain set. So basically, Games Workshop is breaking up the Scales of Talaxis box set, the most recent Warcry Terrain box. And this had all 3 of these pieces in it. It also had 2 other terrain sprues, and then the cards and token sheet as well. And that box set was priced at $112. So it was all 3 of these pieces. So it was all 3 of these pieces plus 2 of another sprue, and then the tokens and the cards. And that was $112. Now each of these pieces is going to be priced at $60. So basically, if you're going to buy 2 of these pieces right here, it's going to cost you more than that whole other box set. And then, of course, you're going to be missing out on the other sprues. So very interesting way for Games Workshop to box these up. Apparently, the price point is just a little too high and the other set wasn't selling, or the demand isn't there. So they figured if they just individually box these pieces, maybe they can offload them. But definitely feels like an attempt to clear out some stock. These are really nice terrain pieces. They're very, very cool. $60 is right in line with what you would expect Games Workshop to charge for like individual pieces relative to like the rest of the range. But in my opinion, this is just a terrible, terrible deal right here. A really bad way to like divide these up. So I don't know if that means that these Scales of Talaxis sets are going to be going away soon, and this is the way they're going to try to shift them because that wasn't working, but definitely would still go after that box set if you are after this terrain. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now back to the video. All right, and then last but not least, we've got the Maw Pit. So again, this one is going to be priced at $60, and this came in the box set for $120 with 2 warbands. So each of those warbands presumably will be around $60. So again, if you were after those warbands or the Maw Pit, you could basically get the Ogre Gorgers and the Maw Pit and then have the other warband for free. So again, interesting move by Games Workshop. Definitely better off going with the bigger boxes because these terrain pieces are priced on the higher side. That is for sure. All right, and then last but not least, we have the Callus and Toll hardback novel. So this is telling the story of Callus and Toll and their companions to go along with the new models. And this one's going to be coming out in hardback for $30. So $30 for the Callus and Toll novel by David Annandale. So some really nice stuff right here. Definitely a big fan of some of these box sets. Glad to see that the Spearhead boxes are not going up in price and have some different offerings, especially after we saw those Army launch boxes. Nice to see something permanently joining the range so quickly. And now that we've seen the Flesh Eater Courts, the Cities of Sigmar, and then also the Stormcast Eternals on the horizon, it seems likely that we're going to be getting these on the regular basis. So some really nice options. They do appear to vary in points quite a bit, but we don't know exactly what angle Games Workshop is taking with these boxes. So it will be nice to see how that develops over the coming like weeks and months, especially as we see like 4th edition Sigmar get a little closer and then officially launch. But some very nice offerings right here. If you're into the like fantasy Sigmar realms, big week for sure. I'm definitely excited to see some of these awesome miniatures and pick some of them up myself. I think overall though, these are by far my favorite models coming out here. The Saviours of Cinderfall, Callus and Toll are just absolutely awesome models right here. Love the detail, love the character, and really looking forward to seeing some rules on these as well. So as the Dawnbringer saga continues, we know we're winding down 3rd edition Age of Sigmar, and 4th edition will likely start getting some news as well. It does appear that we've seen a Skaven sprue has been leaked out. So at least some of the rumors likely true for Skaven to be in the new box set or at least be getting a new range refresh. So that is very exciting as well. Getting a little confirmation for those rumors. Let me know what you're most excited about. Are you looking forward to the Skaven? Are you going to be picking up some of this week's pre-orders? Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. As always, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on Games Workshop products. Make sure to tell them that Warhammer Man sent you. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.